Hello everyone, I hope every one of you are doing very fine. I'm back with a new video, and the topic of this video will be Age of Chaucer. So let's look into the historical background first, about Geoffrey Chaucer. Who was he? So Geoffrey Chaucer was born in the reign of Edward the Third. He lived through the reign of Richard the Third. He died the year after Henry IV ascended the throne. So we can say that Chaucer has lived through three kings. We can say that. Although 1340 is customarily given as Chaucer's date of birth, but 1342 or 1343 is probably a closer guess. So Chaucer's date of birth is actually unknown, so historians have actually attributed that these may be the expected dates. He died in the year 1366 or 1367 at the age of 53. The name Chaucer is derived from French word Chaucer, meaning, excuse me for my French pronunciation, meaning a maker of footwear. No information exists concerning his early education. He was fluent in French, of course, because he lived through Anglo-Norman period. Anglo-Norman period, in wherein the French ruled at that time, and we know that it is divided into three stages. First is before Chaucer, that is Anglo-Norman period, age of Chaucer, and then after Chaucer. So we are discussing currently age of Chaucer. Next, he also became competent in Latin and Italian. Yes, of course, all the Romantic languages. Chaucer's first appears in records in 1357 as a member of household of Elizabeth, then Countess of Leicester, wife of Lionel, third son of Edward the Third. So he has appeared in record as we can say member of all these households. By 1359, Chaucer was a member of Edward III's army in France and was captured during the unsuccessful siege of Reims. The king contributed to his ransom. By 1366, Chaucer had married. Probably his wife was Philippa Pan. Maybe, this is not sure, but historians believe she was the wife of Chaucer, who had been in the service of Countess of Leicester and entered in service of Philippa of Hainaut, Queen consort of Edward III, when Elizabeth died in 1363. So that's it for Chaucer. Now we'll look into the Canterbury Tales, the summary and analysis. Okay, so let's have a closer look in the important works of Chaucer, because that are also important. So Chaucer's work, his first poem was the Book of Duchess, Annelida and Arkwright, his famous work, The House of Frame, Parliament of Fowls, Legend of Good Women, Troilus and Chryseid, sorry for my pronunciation, and then we have Canterbury Tales. So since Chaucer is also considered as the father of poetry, why? Because he wrote in Middle English at that time. During the Anglo-Norman period, people wrote in Latin or French uh, or any other language, but that was prevalent. But Chaucer was the one who revived Middle English language or English language, and his works are written in English language, and that gave a base for the development of English language, which we know as a modern English now. Okay, so let's come to Canterbury Tales. Let's see. What was it? It was a tale of 24 stories. 30 pilgrims have gathered to undertake a journey at the Devard Inn in Southwark across the Thames and London. Okay, so what happens that the narrator, they have to go to get the blessings as a pilgrimage to the shrine of Thomas Becket in Canterbury, Kent. So there are 30 pilgrims gathered to undertake the journey at the Tabard Inn in Southwark across the Thames from London. Since the journey would be long one, so they all agreed to engage themselves in a storytelling contest. Who proposed this idea? Harry Bailey, host of Tabard Inn, serves as a master of ceremonies for the contest, and it is also said that he also said that if the one who tells the best stories, they will be treated with a good feast, an ale, of course. Most of the pilgrims are introduced by vivid brief sketches in the general prologue. Yes, in the general prologue, uh, they are actually introduced with a vivid sketch, like with a very clear picture of how they were at that time. The pilgrims are ought to tell four stories: two on the way and two while returning. But Chaucer died before completion of the story, so there are only 24 stories in the Canterbury Tales. Okay, so now let's look into the tales. Whose tales and what tales it consisted of? Yes. First is the Knight's Tale. So it is the tales are like written on the basis of rank. The aristocratic first and the poor are at the last. Poor story at the last. So Knight's Tale. Then there is Miller's Tale, the Reeve Tales, the Cook's Tale, the Man of Law's Tale, the Wife of Bath's Tale, the Friar's Tale, the Summoner's Tale, the Clerk's Tale, the Merchant's Tale, the Squire's, the Franklin's, the second nuns, the canon yeoman, the physician's tale, the pardoner's tale, the shipman's, the prioress's tale, tale of Sir Thopas, tale of Melibus, the monk's tale, the nun, priest tale, the municipal tale, and the parson's tale, and it ends with Chaucer's retraction. So it is said that it is probably influenced by French syllabic counting in versification. Chaucer developed a tales of 10 syllables. It is a 10 syllabic tales with alternating accent and regular end rhyme, and ancestor of heroic couplet. So let's look into the summary and analysis of prologue. After that, one by one, we'll discuss each of the story of the pilgrims. Pilgrim, sorry. The prologue begins with describing the spring because it was a springtime, and of course, everyone wanted to go to the pilgrimage for the pilgrimage during springtime because it is considered as the most appropriate weather condition. The narrator of the Canterbury Tales rents a room at the Tabaden, as I mentioned before. He commences his journey to Canterbury. Next, that evening, a group of people arrive at the inn, all of whom are also to go Canterbury to receive the blessings of the holy, blissful martyr Saint Thomas Becket. So, remember this name? They accept the narrator into their company. Narrator was also going, so they accepted them that since we all are going to the same place, so let's go together. The narrator describes his newfound traveling companions. So, as I mentioned, they are described with vivid sketches in the prologue, every one of them. The host tells the tales so that journey passes more pleasantly. So, the host tells them, all the pilgrims, to tell the tales. The winner will be rewarded with a dinner paid by all the other members of the party, all the pilgrims. I mean, the host also decides to accompany and serve as a judge of the tales because he considered himself as non-partial. Let's look into the analysis. It provides a physical setting and emotion for Canterbury pilgrims. The prologue. In the prologue, we have portraits of all level of English life. The portraits of English life is important as it provides a clue of the social standing of the different occupations because this also acts as a historical text because at that time, since we were not alive, so of course we are not knowing about how the lives were during that time, so it also acts as text that how life was and how people were of that time, because in the prologue, as I said, there is a vivid sketch, and of course it must be derived from the real experiences or real people. The highest pilgrims presented first as a representative of the highest social rank, like the knight, the squire, and all with social rank, and descending with every new pilgrims introduced. Like at last, we have the parson, the miller. Okay, so that's it, guys, for the video. I hope you like it. From the next video, I'll discuss all the stories of the pilgrims. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Let's meet in the next video.